Your soul is mine.
How's it going, guys? This is KingTheGreat here. Hopefully y'all are all having a wonderful day, evening, or night. Today I'm going to be doing my own personal deck review. So this is my deck, Death is Coming. It's a Carrick Son of Yawgmoth list I've been working on since it came out. And I just wanted to do a quick video about it because it's the primary list I take to tournaments across the nation, within my local game stores, within the state that I'm in, which is Texas. So I just thought I'd get into it. I've been working on this list as much as I can. As you can tell in my comment, I look at KntrllCLs and Fonzie's primers for inspirations as much as I can. I also talk to BattleShatner, all from the Carrick Discord. Awesome guys. Talk to them almost every day I can. And the thing with me is I kind of try out a lot of new things that they won't. So that's why I kind of just do what I can for this list, because I think this list is super strong. I like it because it's complicated. I understand it's not tier 1 meta. I get it. But it's a fun deck list. It can get there. I do like how my build is, and I will continue to work on it as much as I can, especially when new sets come out. Always swapping out cards, always testing new theories. So, anyways, let's get right to it. So, our primary win cons for this deck is going for a Necrotic Ooze line with Asmodeus and Scourge Familiar, going with Hoarding Broodlord, Appearance of Abyss, or Villas and Shieldred. And then we also have the good old-fashioned Chainer, Sack Outlet, Grey Merchant Loop. I love Gary. I love this card. I actually do want to get it altered one day just because I think it's fantastic. Another list I actually did is so when I looked at a lot, I know a lot of people have been cutting Chainer, and I'm just not. I think this card's too good. And then one other thing I've been testing out is Yawgmoth. So when this card first came out, I know Play to Win made a video, and also no disrespect to Play to Win, love their channel, love their content. They said this card is terrible. I have not experienced that whatsoever. I typically go for a Yawgmoth line if I go on like C3, C4, just because the way I politic in the game, most people just don't really care, and then it starts accumulating, and they're like, oh, now this is a problem. And with the ward cost, it's like, oh, that's almost impossible to deal with. So it stops breach lines, it stops reanimate strategies, and it's just a flying 9/9 lifelink, which I just really enjoy. So that's why I've been playing it. Another card I've really been enjoying is Rev. As you can tell, I play 25 creatures, which is a lot for a Carrick list, but in our meta, we have so many non-creature counterspells and not enough creature counterspells. And I don't actually need my commander a lot of time for this list, because I just rely so much on like Necrotic Ooze or Rev or even Yawgmoth if I really need to. So it's just been really nice. Like, the only 2 cards that actually hurt our decks, or 3 cards. Drannith can, depending on if we really need Carrick. I'm not really too worried about it, but it's mainly Oppo and Orcish Bowmasters. That's why I've added and stuff like Deviate, especially with Orcish Bowmaster being present, so I can sack my Villas. It's been really awesome. I love this card. Also, the artwork's just pretty dope. And then, of course, dealing with Ablong Goodbye, kills Drannith, kills Bowman, kills Oppo. And the spell that can be countered, which is really nice, and I love it. I also play Fatal Push. I know a lot of people don't, but Revolt isn't really that hard to get. And with Crom not being as prevalent as it once used to be, I just been like, it deals with these problematic cards. But we still have to deal with Grafdiggers and such like that, but you know, I'm not too worried about it. So like I typically will go with the mid-range plane anyway. That's why you see a lot of the like braids. Like I said Rev earlier. I do play CDC. I know some lists don't. I just been really enjoying it. But yeah, those are the main combos. No, utilities that I really like in this deck is Lively Dirge. So the one thing that people don't realize with Lively Dirge is if you spree it, a person cannot interact. So what I mean by this is you go tutor for a card and then reanimate it. While the spell is resolving, they can't endurance you, they can't knock survival, because they do not have priority. So most of the time, if I'm spreeing a Lively Dirge, they have to counter the spell, or my spell just resolves, which is awesome because I can just go Lively Dirge if I already have Asmodeus, Scourge Familiar, or whatever I need, and grab Necroticus. That's usually the best target for this list. Also, I've gone and gotten Rev, Shieldred, and other cards like that before too. So it's been really nice. But that's one interaction I really like was that card, and I know a lot of lists don't run it, but that's the main reason I'm running it. I know it costs 5 mana, like I get it, but we don't really have issues making mana, so it just seems to be doing just fine. Another card I've been really liking is the Mono Console. So we played 3 demons, which is Billis, Razaketh, and Yawgmoth. These 3 have just been powerhouses. That card also is the Delirium. It's not that hard to get. Like we run so much stuff that I've never seen the problem with Delirium. But even if we don't get Delirium, we have the ability to grab something we can get, which is really nice. And that's why I really like this card. High on this card, and so forth. Then this is my instance, Bitter, Cabal, of course just a normal. Like I said earlier, I play Fatal Push, Long Goodbye, just because they're just cheap kill spells and I really do enjoy them. We also added Bitter Triumph in. The reasoning for this is I've been in games where I haven't had a discard outlet. That's why you see a few discard outlets like Putrid Imps in here. I know it's a 1/1, but it's been such a nice card to have, especially if I draw my big guy and just like, how am I going to discard this? Like, especially if I don't have something like Lion's Eye Diamond now. So that's been really nice. Then onwards to my enchantments. Of course, I'm just running all the reanimation enchantments, Necromancy, Tense of the Dead, Animate Dead. Heartless Summoning is getting a new reprint, which is awesome. I do love this art, but I also really like the full art. So I'm probably going to get the full art when it comes out, and then there's a remastered. So we'll see how that goes. Of course, I'm running Necro. I actually found out some stuff with Necro last year that I just was not aware of. I've been playing the list for so long, and just like, I thought you could not respond to these triggers and such like that. So if you go to N7, you have something like, you have Chainer out, you can go discard Gary, Razaketh, and in response to the Exile trigger. So, and this, you can reanimate them in N7. So, that's something I just learned. To be fair, I don't ever really, when I play Necro, like, I don't ever go past 7 because we're not a flash speed deck. So we don't interact, or we don't really do anything on other people's turns unless we need to reanimate a creature with something like Chainer. And I was just like, I didn't know that because of the fact I just never did that. So I've been actually more prevalent with Necro. And then Pestilence. So I used to not like this card, but with the meta that we're in, I just think it's been really great, because it deals with just so many problematic creatures. I know it either costs 1 black which of course we have plenty of ways to make them black, or 3 life per activation, which if our carry's big enough, it's also a win con. So it's been. I was not on this card, but then after talking to Kntrll and Fonzie, they were like, "Yeah, you should be on this." I was like, "Okay, I will try it out." It's just I felt it was difficult to manage. I think that's just because of me not knowing to play with it. And then I started practicing more, and I'm like, okay, this makes more sense. So that's why I've been on this. Another thing I forgot to mention, especially in the creature base, I recently just added Fairy back. We've been having a lot of TNT lately, and I know the most common combo is Brewmaster to Photodruid. We also still have a lot of Breach around, so this is a unrankable, just exile something. Also, since I'm playing Rev, it's a flyer. So, it's not a dead card. I've been enjoying it, and it can also be sack fodder for Razak if I really needed to. That's why I kind of added it in. I've been testing it. It's been pretty good so far. So, I really like it. If there's reasoning for me not to run it, please let me know down in the comments. But that's just kind of where I'm at. Now let's go to artifacts. Of course, just standard artifact base. I know a lot of deck lists play Jeweled Amulet, Bola Citadel, Aether Flux. I'm not really a big fan of those cards, especially Bola Citadel. I've tried with that card, and it's just like, here's a land at the top, and it's like, not my thing, and also it just gets destroyed way too much, and just, I'm not a big fan. I'd rather go with the creature-based combo. I do really like, though, Manifold Key and Voltaic Key. I learned this tech from Fonzie. These two cards have been awesome, especially with like Mana Vault and One Ring. Like, I really love it. Like, because you just untap your Mana Vault and untap your One Ring. It just helps so much. Also, another thing with Manifold Key, if it does come to it, we've actually killed people multiple times, especially in the sex-heavy game, with just straight up beats. Like, sometimes it just happens like that. If you're, especially with Carrick, if you're not winning turn 1 or turn 3, like, and this is what that deck is primary to, but this one can grind for the mid-range plan. You have to be careful with what you're doing, and you need to focus on trying to kill them. So that's why we're like, oh, okay, let's have another way of killing someone with that. So that's been really nice. So anyways, on to the land base. So standard land base. I do run Command Beacon. I just really like this card just because, like I said earlier, Draenef can hose us, and being able to be like, cool, I'm gonna put Draenef to my hand. Carrick to my hand because of Draenef. I just really been enjoying this. We also play Emergent Zone, just in case we need to win on top of someone. I've actually done this plenty of times. Also, shout out to Fonzie and Kntrll for putting me back on this card. One card I had just added recently is Gyre Sanitarium. So my reasoning for playing this is we are in a still heavy Oracle meta. Oracle's always been a problem. The card is just annoying, but it's not like I used to be ban Oracle. The card's too problematic, but now I'm just kind of like, it's whatever. But the thing I do like about Gyre Reach is, since it's each player, so if we activate it like at an end step, we can discard our fatties like Villas, Yawgmoth, Shieldred, Razak. It's been really nice. I actually won a few games because I went activate Gyre Reach at end step, reanimate whatever I need to, and they're like, oh, you just win. And I was like, yep. So that's kind of why I've been playing it. I'm going to keep testing it. If I decide I don't like it at the very end, I'm going to be taking it out. And of course, I'm just adding the swamp back. But it seems to be doing just fine. Let me know if you think this card's bad. Like I said, I'm testing it. I want to see how it goes. I want to see how it does well in the tournament. I plan on taking this list to the Fishbowl, San Diego, and there's also another tournament coming around here locally, which is the Crimson Lion Games Showdown at the HBMO. It's a 10K tournament. I can't wait. So I'll be playing that. But yeah, of course we have Homeward Path. I know some lists don't run it. This card, I kind of prefer running it because if someone takes my Carrick or they take my Shieldred or just like, no, I'm getting it back. Gilded Drake hasn't been as prevalent, but the other Drake, Volatile Drake, I believe, has been, and it's just like, I kind of need to have this in. And of course, we have like a dead for our swamps. I know most lists is standard 15. I just really like running a lot of utility lands. I actually took, I used to be on a lot of fetches, but that was because I was on the Citadel line. So I took the fetches out and then just added more swamps. So that's been helped. Of course, we have Nykthos and Phyrexian Tower. Always great cards to have. This card is one of the best cards that has been printed recently. Like, I did not realize how powerful this card is until, you know, I played with it. And I'm like, wow, this is just insane. Because it's just like, you play Talon Gates for your turn, or you can flash it in if you need to. Like, it stops whatever opponent's doing. Also, if they have, like, say, so let's say it's 1, 2, me, and then 4. If player 1 has a Drannith, I can go Talon Gate, phase out Drannith, and then it'll come back, and I'm totally fine with that, you know. Or let's just say player 4. It makes a little bit more sense. I'd rather it be the next person with the Drannith go back, or you get phases out Bowman, or phases out Oppo, phases out whatever you need to. So this card has been awesome. I love this card. Also, the filter, not terrible. It's also another cool interaction that a lot of people don't understand is city traders with this doesn't cause city traders to be sacked. Because the way the city is worded, it says if you play a land, this is put. So you're not playing a land, you're putting a land to play. So just keep that in mind. If someone tries to do that to you, just be like, no, it's not how that works. And of course, we run Cavern just to make our spell. My commander hasn't really been countered as much. Like, I've noticed that. Like, I know we got Strict Serenade that we have to deal with nowadays. Our commander costs 7. Sure. But I've not really noticed anything recently with counter spells in terms of our commander. Like, so I just kind of name whatever I feel is best. Like, if I'm trying to resolve a Villas, I'll just name Demon. If I'm trying to resolve Shielder, I'll name Phyrexian. Also, I believe he got re-errated to Phyrexian recently. I believe. I have to relook on that. But I'm pretty sure he did because, of course, he's a Phyrexian. So, but yeah, that's my list. If there's anything you see that you want to ask me about, feel free to leave a comment. I'm always updating this list. I do it almost every other tournament, either after or locally, out of state, across the nation. I'm always updating this. I'm always talking to people because I believe in the power of Carrick. I think this deck is awesome. I think people were trying to crap on the list. It's just not worth it, you know. I think it can. I think it can still do well in this meta. Like, and I'm gonna keep pushing it as much as I can, and listen to Fonzie, listen to BattleShatner, listen to Kntrll, because we love this deck. We want people to play it. Don't get discouraged by others telling you it's a bad deck. It's not a bad deck. If you like complicated lines, if you like going fast, try it out. It's pretty amazing, and we just want to see more people have fun. You know, that's what cEDH is about, having a good time. Also, I want to give a shout out to my other friends, Strictly Competitive EDH. They're a new and up-and-coming channel that I'm an admin of their Discord with. We are working on growing the community as much as possible. I'll also link their YouTube whenever I get a chance. My friend owns the Discord, runs the business, or owns the name, and we're gonna do a lot with it. So just check them out when they come out. Oh, it's a video. I'll also link their Discord, and you know, hopefully I'll see you at a tournament or locally or whatever. Yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to either comment on my Mox video, comment down below, because I will do what I can to improve on this list and just have a great time with it. Anyways, that's it for today. I appreciate for listening to me kind of talk about my favorite deck, and that's pretty much it. So anyways, thank you for watching. Please subscribe, please leave a comment, tell me what you play in cEDH, and hopefully we will see each other either, like I said, at an event, because I do travel a lot. So anyways, that's it. Bye.
Yippee-ki-yay.